ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of the AFL Goldfields Season Preview, looking at the Riddle District Football Netball League and introducing to the RDFL and the football world the new operations manager of the RDFNL, Steve Williams. Steve, welcome to the website, mate. Obviously, you've been working on the back end of this website now. Now's some chance for you to have some me time on the front end.
Thanks very much, Sean. Yeah, good to see you, mate.
How have you found it, mate? Obviously, 4 or 5 weeks into the job now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Coming up to about 4 weeks, I think about 3.5 weeks at the moment.
How have you found it, mate? Obviously, starting in February, not an ideal time. I had the same thing 2013 coming in at the same time of the year, and the head spun for about, I reckon, the first 6 months. But how are you finding things?
Yeah, well, that's probably a reasonable assessment, I guess. My head is spinning to a degree. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff to get organised, as I'm sure you know. Start of the season. Also just trying to get my head around everything and learn everything that I need to know and deal with all the questions that come in. So I'm having to feed a lot of the questions off to my peers around the traps, which and they've all been really helpful, which has been good. So learning on the fly and very, very busy, I have to say.
I suppose one of the things that I suppose is in your favour is that you do have some background with the league. You do know the RDFL from the background as well. Tell us a little bit about your footballing history as well.
Yeah, sure thing. So I've been involved at junior level with the Gisborne rookies. So my son's coming up to his last year of under-16s this year. So I coached for the last 3 years, actually, through until this year.
I think I read your name out on Grand Final Day last year, didn't I, to get a nice shiny medal from memory?
You did, yes. I got a shiny medal last year, and I missed out the year before, but I got one the year before that. So I had a pretty good run. We have a pretty good group of kids down there at Gisborne and been fairly successful. So lucky enough to be involved. Really just love the involvement with the junior footy. I've sort of been pitching in there since my son started at under-10s and right through till now. So certainly that coaching involvement is probably something that I'm going to miss. But I'll probably get to go and watch a lot more footy than what I was previously and start to get involved in the senior side of things. So I haven't seen any senior Riddle League footy at any stage. Just being, again, involved with Gisborne, which is in the Bendigo League at senior level. I've seen a few games there. So
you'll know a fair few of the players running around in the league this year, though, especially up Macedon Way with a few of the Gisborne boys, Tommy Waters, and boys like that heading up to Macedon, as we saw a couple of weeks ago with Joffa on the website. Yeah,
I saw that. Fortunate for Macedon, I guess unfortunate for Gisborne, and they'll go through a rebuilding phase. But I'm sure that Macedon, certainly with those couple of additional players, will certainly improve, I'm sure.
Now, February, not a great time to walk into a footballing environment, even less so when you're an operations manager. Thankfully, Toby Boyle, obviously the past operations manager, did come back for a couple of days and did a bit of a handover with you for a couple of days. How did you find that, and did that kind of really help in settling your feet a little bit?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So Toby was here the second day that I arrived, that I started. So, he was here for a couple of days. Passed on all the information, spent a bit of time looking at all the systems. Gave me an overview of all, I guess, the key aspects of the role, which was certainly useful because there's certainly quite a bit of it that I need to get organised in the coming weeks. And I was very fortunate to have Toby here to help me through that.
How have you found your initial dealings with clubs? Obviously, the 12 senior clubs, 17 junior clubs throughout the league as well. It takes a bit to get to know everybody within the clubs, but once you do, you find there's a really inclusive community here in the RDFL.
Yeah, it does. Look, we've got the senior presidents meeting later today. So I've met some of the senior presidents, but not all of them as yet. Did have a meeting with the junior presidents there about a week and a half ago, I think. So I got to meet a lot of those guys, and some of those people I knew already through my time at Gisborne. Everyone's been really good up to this point. They've been quite forgiving for the fact that I haven't been able to answer every single email the moment that it arrives. And everyone's been really good in that regard.
Give that until the ball bounces in round one, and then things will change. But that's the way footy is all over the world. Tell us about what it is that when you saw that the advertisement out for the job, and we all took a little bit of surprise that Toby was on his way out, but what is it that attracted you towards applying for the position and really working within AFL Goldfields?
Yeah, well, as I said to everyone at home that knows me, I'm a footy nut. I love my AFL, always have done. It was really opportune time for me. I'd recently taken a redundancy from my previous position.
Yep.
I'd had a couple of months off where I just did a little bit of work around home, and then I started to ramp up on the job front. And this job came up, so I was super excited about it when it came up. You know, I guess it's probably the dream of a lot of people to get to work in the AFL industry. I guess when you get here, it's maybe not as glamorous as what you think it might be from the outside looking in.
Exactly right.
But, you know, just to have an opportunity to get up every day and go to work doing something that I really enjoy.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? You wake up, you get out of the pillow every morning and you don't think, oh, I've got to go to work today, because it is something that you truly enjoy. And I was lucky enough to have that for 3 years as well. What do you see your biggest challenges moving into the role this year?
Probably at the moment, I think it's the junior draw. So
which is always, regardless of who's been sitting in the chair, that's always been an issue with just gradings, and obviously teams going into one age group and not having the other age group. So
yeah, that's right. And I know that Toby put some steps in place last year to try and overcome a little bit of that. Unfortunately, we've still got some of the junior clubs can't field those two teams across all the age divisions.
Yep.
So I'm still working with them at the moment and determining exactly how we'll put a junior draw in place. The other really big one at the moment is the grading for the under 16 and a halves.
Yep.
So I'm just in the process of starting to draw up the parameters by which that will run, and we'll be getting out to clubs really soon. So that's going to be a pretty big part of it, I think, given that it's the first year that we've had the grading. And I guess from a senior perspective is the onset of the point system again, which is something new this year.
In that regard, it's kind of not a bad year to come in that first year of the point system, because like all the clubs out there, you're learning it at the same time as they are as well. So you're rolling with any punches that they may throw and things like that, and learning with them, so that if you were to come in next year in the second year of it, it may be a little more difficult to get your head around.
Yeah, it may be. So that's probably a good way of looking at it. We've had a series of meetings already where we've gone through and we've had a look at the point structures for each of our teams. And we've addressed the concerns that some of the clubs have had, and we're moving forward with it. Yeah.
What's exciting you most about season 2016?
Well, I guess just being involved. So being involved, say, more so than from just a club level. Yep. You know, getting to, I guess, go out and watch more footy this year than what I did last year. Not sure that my wife's going to be too pleased with that.
She's got nothing. She's got no say in it, really, because it's work. I've got to go to the footy for work.
That's what I've been telling her.
I used that and tried to dupe my wife. Tried to dupe my wife with that for about 8 years now, and she's just keyed on to the fact that, hang on, you're just going there and socialising and eating food and drinking beer and helping clubs' economy stay afloat.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to drink any beer at the footy, Sean. That's certainly not my intention at this stage, but
just wait.
Look, I had a word to Yendi recently, and you know, he said that when he's out and about and he's on his radio show to come in and say a few words for the RDFL. So that type of thing I'm really looking forward to. It's always been something that's quite interested me. So
we'll get you on the footy show throughout the year as well, obviously, to give your opinion of the league and how things are going. So we're really looking forward to that.
That'll be excellent. I look forward to that as well.
Very much looking forward to 2016, as is this man, Steve Williams, the brand new operations manager of the Riddle District Football and Netball League. Steve, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks very much.
Season launch coming up in a couple of weeks' time as well. Give us a little bit of insight around that. Melton Toyota once again. We believe some pretty big names coming along too.
Yeah, we have. We've got Jared Ruffhead.
So, hang on. It's the fourth year in a row that we've got a Hawthorn person at the season launch. The last 3 years we've had Hawthorn people. Hawthorn have won the premiership that year. Was that a directive from your regional general manager to get a Hawthorn person there?
Well, I've got to be honest with you, Sean. I didn't receive a directive. I just received the news that Jared was going to be there. So,
as we know, Rod Ward, Hawthorn supporter, loves having the Hawks there, and very superstitious in that regard as well.
Yeah, well, look, maybe that's something I can look to overcome next year, mate.
Very much.
So, yeah, Jared's going to be there, and also Liz Watson will be there as well.
Lizzie's a ripper as well.
So that'll be really good. At this stage, it looks like we've got BT who's going to compare the event for us,
and has done a fantastic job over the last couple of years in doing that. So it's great to have BT on board.
And I guess those of us who and even though I know BT's been around the interleague scene, I haven't met him personally as yet. Always love listening to him broadcast the footy though. I think he's hilarious, so I'm sure he'll do a great job. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that. April the 5th, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. The 6th, the Wednesday night again.
Yep.
Wednesday the 6th, and of course the season starting that weekend with the rolling round 1 that Toby implemented.
That's it. Yeah. So we've got a couple of games during the first weekend. Kicking off with the first game out here at Arnold's Creek, which will be really exciting. I've got that one in my calendar to come down along.
Just sit in here in this room we're in right now and you'll be able to watch it out the window.
It'll be really good. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes. Paul, the president, pops in from time to time, so I'll talk about the president so I get to know. I think I know him better than all the others at this stage, but I know he's really excited about it. And it'll be a great event for the RDFL and also for Melton Centrals.
Yeah, it should be a great night here at the Arnold's Creek Recreation Reserve. Steve, once again, thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing more of you on RDFL TV and the RDFL website throughout the year. And best of luck with getting season 2016 underway for both the seniors and the juniors.
Thanks very much, Sean. I appreciate it, mate.
Steve Williams, the operations manager of the Riddle District Football League. We're going to keep going over the next couple of weeks in the lead up to that round 1 clash that Steve spoke about with the AFL Goldfields Season Preview series. We've got a host of articles still to come. I'm going to head out to Lansfield and catch up with the Tigers as well from a video sense on the eve of the 2016 season. Until then, we'll catch up with you next time on the RDFL website.
Thank you.